In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA playoffs, Game 2s for April 19th on Draftkings and Fanduel, bringing you the top value and plays. Let's get into it. Hey! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your April 19th NBA playoff slate we got going on DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I deep dive into this 3-game slate, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon. You're looking a little bit of a live exclusive look at the Patreon we got here. On the previous day of baseball, we went 3 out of 4 in plays, as you can see right there. And then the NBA was a clean sweep. We had the 76ers covering the -10, and we had the Sacramento Kings plus 2.5. Obviously, they won that game. So solid plays are here on Patreon. If you want winning plays for the NBA playoffs, for the NFL draft coming up, and for MLB, sign up right now to the Patreon. All the links are down below. All right, before we go on to position by position, we will start off with the injury report. Now, this one, we do have the injury report. We had a couple of wild occurrences that had happened in the previous game. So right now, Tyler Hero has a broken hand. He's going to be out for the Miami Heat. Obviously, we're going to pivot to the value and the guys that's going to step up in his place. The next guy that's going to be out, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is going to be doubtful for this game, going in for Game 2. Miami and Milwaukee in this series here. So we got a doubtful, as you can see in that update right there, for Giannis. If things turn around, obviously you got to stay tuned to news on Roto World, on Twitter, whatever you use to keep you up to date, all right? And then last but not least, we have another star here in Ja Morant. He had a horrible fall. Looked like it was a bad hand injury, but right now he's just questionable, all right? So we do not have a definite answer on him. Obviously, I'll give you both angles. Ja Morant, if he plays, he's still going to be a big factor for the team, for morale. The question mark is, how does he shoot with that injury on his hand as well? But we're going to see and wait and wait up for the news if he's going to play. So definitely stay tuned. It's going to be very important for this slate because we have Ja Morant and maybe even Giannis, okay? But most likely Giannis is going to be out. Let's move on to the point guards. Starting off with the point guard position, we are going to go with the veteran point guard in Mike Conley here. In this particular format, obviously you expect Minnesota to play just a little bit better here. They got blown out in the first game. We're going to foresee a stronger effort from these Minnesota Timberwolves, who've been feisty, young feisty team here all season long. And now they got everyone back and healthy. Conley is going to be relied upon to facilitate and score just a little bit more for this team. So we're going to expect a better game from Mike Conley, all right? This was a very poor performance, all right? They got blown out. He wasn't involved as much, and that's not the usual Mike Conley that we get. 18 fantasy points is not the usual. If you're looking at the season average, is at 28.5. In the past previous games, we're talking about 30, 43, 32, 30, 25, 46, and 26. So we're expecting a boost in production from Mike Conley. And the great factor here is that he's 5,400. This is more of a value play here, but I just like the matchup. You expect Minnesota to be down. They're going to need to score points and keep up pace with Denver Nuggets. Mike Conley is a veteran in this playoff format. They're going to need to rely upon him to run this offense and run this team for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though they have other stars in Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, Conley, a veteran, is very key in this matchup, especially a Game 2 where you do not want to go down 0-2. You need your veterans to step up, and he's the point guard here. Mike Conley at a very nice price of 5,400. 400. The next guy we're going to look towards paying up a little bit more, Drew Holiday, is stepping to a spot that he's very, very comfortable in, right? If Giannis is out, Chris Middleton is out, Drew Holiday steps up and plays big time in and time out. It never fails that Drew Holiday doesn't put up a very hard effort. And look at these past 3 games. Over 50 fantasy points in the last 3 games and over 10 assists in the last 3 games as well. So no Giannis. There's going to be more weight on Drew Holiday, Middleton, and Bobby Portis. Those are going to be the core 3 we're going to talk about in this video. And the first guy right here, Drew Holiday at 8,200. They bumped down his price. Now we're going to take full advantage of it. At this price, for someone that's going to give you over 50 fantasy points, he's going to provide points. He's going to provide assists, hustle plays, rebounds. This man does everything. He's a very good 2-way player. Love Drew Holiday at 8,200. All right, let's go on to the shooting guards. We have another Milwaukee Buck here, and that is Chris Middleton. All right, Middleton is now looking a little bit more healthy because he struggled for the most of this season, and he's been in and out the lineup. Came healthy at the end of this season, and now they're going to need to rely upon his shooting capabilities. He was 2 of 7 from that 3-point line. Hopefully we can get a little bit better performance from the 3-point line for Chris Middleton, but he is still effective in the mid-range. Obviously he chips in with rebounds, and he does facilitate the basketball as well. He came through with 4 assists in that game. So 48 fantasy points he had in game 1, and now they bumped his price down $300. We're going to take advantage of that right here. $7,700 for someone that's going to get you well above 30. Definitely want to pencil that in, okay? I understand he's going to be high on, but you got to take that shot in only a 3-game slate, all right? Banking on the guarantee guys is going to get a high amount of usage like Chris Middleton, like Drew Holiday. And then you can find and pivot off some other guys and find some value there, all right? The next shooting guard we're going to look towards will be Max Strus, okay, of the Miami Heat. Without Tyler Hero with that broken hand, Max Strus becomes a very important guy, and we have someone else that comes very, very important. But Strus is going to be someone that emerged last year in the playoffs as a very consistent 3-point shooter. He's going to do that yet again in this spot, overtaking Duncan Robinson. Strus at 5,500. Yes, I understand they raised his price $700, but it's going to be because of that injury, and he's going to see 35-plus minutes. So someone that's going to see 35-plus minutes, going to be required to knock down some threes because they're missing a scorer on that court. I like Max Strus. He has upside. What he did with against Chicago, that was one of the outliers, but he can definitely get hot at any moment and is very capable of knocking down 4, 5, 6, even 7 threes in a game, okay? With all the focus on Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, these 3-point shooters are going to be leaned upon a little bit more. So Max Strus is a solid guy at his price. The next guard we're going to look at will be Tyus Jones, all right, of the Memphis Grizzlies. This is predicated on if Ja Morant is going to be in and or out. And even if Ja Morant is in, Tyus Jones is going to be utilized more in these sets, maybe to even run the offense because of that injured hand. They might want to have Ja Morant off the ball a little bit more and get creative. Okay, but Tyus Jones is a very efficient backup point guard. Expect a minutes bump going towards him, somewhere around that 25, as you can see, to 30-minute range. Someone that's very capable of running this offense. He's done it many a times when Ja Morant was out last year. And he's a very efficient point guard. He could have a blowout game. He did against New Orleans Pelicans, where he had 51, 29 against Orlando, 29 against Houston. So you never expect it, all right? And in this situation with an injured star, they should lean on Tyus Jones just a little bit more, all right? On to the small forwards. The first guy we're going to be looking at, we're going to pay up here. We're going with LeBron James. LeBron James had a down game and still had 52 fantasy points. This was a total effort from the Los Angeles Lakers in game 1, and I expect them to come out and really lay it on the Memphis Grizzlies, especially if Ja Morant is out. They're going to make sure they go up 2-0. This is LeBron James we're talking about here, and we're expecting a big game from him. All right, playoff LeBron, we're expecting 30 points, double-digit rebounds. He's going to chip in with assists and blocks like he did in game 1, all right? Very under the radar, still got you 52, and they dropped his price under 10,000. So this is why we're going to go towards him. Do not mind that Q tag. He is going to be fine to play in game 2. The next guy we're going to look at the small forward position will be Jimmy Butler. All right, buckets here for the Miami Heat, 8,900. Listen, no Tyler Hero. The two guys that got to step up is Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Butler was huge in game 1, 27 shot attempts, okay? He took 8 free throws, 35 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. Listen, this man put the team on his back, and they're going to have to do it yet again. The Bucks have a very, very dangerous backup line, all right? They have a very strong bench, so it doesn't matter if Giannis is out. Jimmy Butler's going to still have to bring his A game. He still haven't even reached 9,000 salary. If he gives us 50, we're still in a good spot here, and that's going to be over his season average. So I expect him to have the same amount of usage here, especially since Tyler Hero is out. He's going to have to be bringing up that ball along with someone else. He's going to be more of a value play. We're going to get to him very, very soon, but Jimmy Butler is another smash play at the small forward. So we paid up at small forward, LeBron and Jimmy Butler. Let's move on to the power forwards. We're going to go with Bobby Portis, all right? Every time Giannis is out, Bobby Portis gets thrusted in starting role, and he comes up, okay? He shows up, knocks down his jumper. He's very efficient from the three-point line. Had a poor performance in game 1, 0 for 5. That is not like him. If you look at the game log, 2 of 4, 6 of 9, 5 of 9, 2 of 3. He's a way better three-point shooter here. He might want to be one of my locks of the slate for tomorrow. Bobby Portis at 5,700. He's going to get well over 20 real points, okay? He's going to get 20 points. Bank that in your bank right now. Love Bobby Portis. Over 20 points. Can he give us the rebounds? I expect him to do that as well. So a big double-double for Bobby Portis for under $6,000 in salary. Sign me up for that. Definitely someone that we can put in each and every one of our lineups, all right? So another power forward we're going to look at will be Karl Anthony Towns at 7,500. If they have a shot, all right, to making this series close, Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to be the guy going back and forth with Nikola Jokic, all right? Anthony Edwards has been very up and down. Towns is the leader of this team, okay? He's the alpha, and we're going to need him to shoot better, all right? He took a ton of attempts. He had 15 attempts. He just couldn't knock down his threes. He was 1 of 7. He's a better three-point shooter than what he showed in game 1. He's a better scorer than what he showed in game 1 as well. So Karl Anthony Towns, we're going to go back to that as well. They dropped him $800 in salary. So we're saving salary here for someone that's going to take the majority of the shots, very aggressive, and he was open on a lot of these shot attempts. He was open, just missed them. I like Karl Anthony Towns at 7,500 if you want to be not too expensive at power forward, but near that mid range, all right? So Karl Anthony Towns at 7,500. Let's go on to the centers, and at the center position, we are going to start off with Anthony Davis. A very expensive stack if you go with the 2 studs for the LA Lakers, but it is worth it, okay? LeBron is going to get you 50 plus, and Anthony Davis has just been awesome. He's playing like the bubble Anthony Davis a few years back, and he's putting up monster numbers. 22, 3, 12 rebounds, 7 blocks, and 3 steals, okay? Anthony Davis is an enforcer right now. He's red hot. As long as he's healthy, we're going back to the well, and they dropped his price. What he's doing on the court should be around $11,000 in salary. Now he's at 10,100. Still, go back to the well. Anthony Davis is a steal at that price, especially for what he provides for this team, for the LA Lakers. All right, if he's the stud, LeBron James can fall back and relax and facilitate. And he doesn't have to put everything on his shoulders. They're going to need LeBron later in the playoffs, okay? Now, the last but not least center we're going to go with will be Jaren Jackson Jr., the Defensive Player of the Year. Well, most likely he's going to win. Yeah, he was named. So the defensive player of the year here. He's going to have to step up, all right? He's going to have to watch out for foul trouble, which he's been doing very well the past 2 games. Jaren Jackson Jr. came up big with pretty much 50 fantasy points against the Lakers. Was very efficient, 31 real points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. They're going to need a little bit more out of him, all right? Points-wise, fine. They're going to need the rebounding to bang with Hachimura, with Anthony Davis, with LeBron James down low. They're going to need a little bit more of Jaren Jackson getting rebounds because they do not have Steven Adams. They do not have Brandon Clark. They're going to need him to get a double-double in this game. I have no problem going towards his price at $9,300 because I see a high usage, as you can see. 21 shot attempts against LA, 18 against Milwaukee, and 28 against the Pelicans. So they've been leaning on Jaren Jackson. He's been coming through and staying out of foul trouble. I have no problem going towards him at $9,300. Let's move on to the FanDuel and the value plays. On to the value plays. I gave you pretty much one of them already at that shooting guard position with Tyus Jones. He's going to be a gem for tomorrow. The next guy we're going to talk about will be Gabe Vincent. This is the guy I was hinting at when I was talking about the Miami Heat with Tyler Hero out. Max Strus is going to step up for the team, and Gabe Vincent is thrusted into that point guard position. As you saw in that second half, he was someone that was relied upon. As you can see, 33 minutes from Gabe Vincent, someone that can knock down threes, facilitate the basketball. Not your prototypical point guard, more of a shooting guard / point guard, but he is very capable. 15 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, what he did in game 1. So definitely want to go back to this well because he's going to see a minutes bump. He's going to see a usage bump as well. So let's take advantage of Gabe Vincent. A lot of people are going to be away from this play, but he's a perfect value point guard on FanDuel, okay? Next guy we're going to look at will be Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard is going to need to step up and knock down some major points, okay? Had 25 minutes, didn't shoot the ball as much as we thought he would, but if he's getting these type of minutes, he's going to have to put up some points, and especially if they're going to be without John Morant. The backup guys, the second unit is going to have to step up. Tyus Jones is one. He's going to be thrusted in as a starting role. And Luke Kennard was brought here to be a very key three-point shooter. You know how role players play better at home. Luke Kennard should have a good bounce-back game here at 4,600. All right, the next guy we're going to talk about is White Chocolate here in Austin Reeves. He was a great pick by the Los Angeles Lakers. I used to watch him at Oklahoma. I knew he had a little bit of game in him. Definitely someone that can definitely be worth watching in the NBA, but he's taking his game to a whole nother level. He wasn't this good of a three-point shooter in college. He was very creative, a good ball handler in college in Oklahoma, but very impressed with what he's done and taking advantage of the opportunities, playing alongside LeBron James. And they have themselves a gem here in Austin Reeves. Someone that can knock down the ball, someone that can run the offense, especially fast break opportunities. And he's a very good and willing passer. So Austin Reeves at $6,000 of salary is someone that we can consider as well. And then last but not least, we have Rui Hachimura, all right? If he's able to play like he used to in Gonzaga, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be a very, very dangerous team, all right? They left him open, and this is what you have to do. You have to bite your bullet. You can't guard anyone, all right? You got to worry about AD. You got to worry about LeBron. All these other guys for D'Angelo Russell. Some of these guys are going to have to be either open or take advantage of better matchups. And Rui Hachimura has the size and capabilities to consistently do this, all right? This is not like this is a big, big surprise. Yes, he's underperformed so far in his career, but he always showed those glimpses that he could be a big that can pop that three and be very aggressive and be a key factor on the rebounds boards as well. So Rui Hachimura, we're going to take advantage of this here. They're going to continue to play him, obviously, because he has the size and he provides the offensive boost as well to help this team as a whole. So Rui Hachimura at 4,800. I like a Los Angeles stack here, and I like the Milwaukee Bucks stack as well. So those are going to be the two teams we're going to focus on the Wednesday slate. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. And don't forget about the Patreon, guys. Sign up for these winning pits right now. All right, and I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out.